Good morning. Thank you. I'm Alicia Sanchez, the Vice President of Business Development for the Greater Albuquerque Chamber of Commerce. Our mission is to make Albuquerque a great place to start and grow a business. I'd first like to thank the team at Reliable Airlines for hosting this event today. Earlier this year, I received an inquiry from Colleen Lawson. She's the finance director and wearer of many, many hats here at Reliable Airlines. I was intrigued. Like all of us, I'd been to Sunport dozens of times, but I had never experienced this side of the airport. Reliable Airlines keeps business and commerce moving. And we're so grateful for their community partnership and for having a positive impact on the infrastructure here in New Mexico. This is the second time I've been to Reliable Airlines. The first was over the summer when I met with their president, Tom Clausen. He gave me the same tour that you will get to experience today. Tom shared with me that Reliable Airlines is a subsidiary of Reliable Robotics, which is developing a technology never seen before: pilot-less cargo planes. That's right, cargo planes without a pilot. Obviously, my mind was blown. I had many questions, but my first question was, Tom, could you please tell me a little bit more about your background? Are you a pilot? He chuckled and said, normally, do you know how to tell if someone is a pilot? And I said, no. He replied, because pilots tell you within the first 5 minutes of the conversation. Tom is, in fact, a pilot, and a humble one. What left an even deeper impression was Tom's management philosophy for his employees' work-life balance. Organizations are typically reflections of their leadership. Corporate culture has a trickle-down effect. And I would not be surprised to see all the same team members at the 10-year anniversary ribbon cutting for Reliable Airlines. I would like to add that the Greater Albuquerque Chamber of Commerce supports updates and funding for Sunport because it is our front door for everyone who visits Albuquerque. And we are staunch supporters for state funding for our needed airport renovations. And it is my honor to introduce Richard McCurley, the Director of Aviation for the City of Albuquerque. Director McCurley joined Sunport as Deputy Director in 2022 and served as Interim Director until his official appointment. He joined in 2020 and served as the Interim Director until his official appointment in 2022. He was in charge of operations at an international airport during a global pandemic. So let's give him a round of applause for that and a warm welcome.
All right, thank you, everybody. We're excited about this day and our partnership with Reliable Airlines. Start out with, Mayor Keller was unable to be here today, but he asked us to pass on an enthusiastic message of support for Reliable Airlines. So on behalf of Mayor Keller, the City of Albuquerque, and all of us here at Aviation Department, we extend a warm welcome to Reliable Airlines. So thank you so much. The Sunport team is excited to have Reliable Airlines as its newest partner in cargo operations and to hear of their developments in aviation safety enhancing technologies. And looking ahead at the future of aviation in New Mexico, this is an innovative company whose goal is to be a leader in the autonomous aviation space and change the history of this critical sector here at the Sunport and beyond. We are always interested in supporting technological advancement through partnerships with innovative companies like Reliable Airlines. So this is a perfect fit for our vision of the future, and the fact that aviation safety is at the heart of the company's ethos matches perfectly with our core values at this airport. So again, I'd just like to say, welcome to Reliable Airlines, and welcome to the Sunport family. We look at a long partnership with you. Thank you so much. Now I'll introduce Manny Manriquez, innovative Innovation and Development Manager at Sunport.
Thanks, boss. Appreciate the introduction. So I like what was said earlier about the reflection that the team has based on the leadership, right? So this isn't part of my scripted remarks, but thank you, Richard, for really embracing innovation at the Sunport. It makes the work we do here so exciting. And I just want to reemphasize what Richard said about our eagerness and excitement working with innovative companies. That's really at the heart of what we're doing and our vision for the future. Now, many of you know that the Sunport is known for being the gateway of New Mexico. We see millions of travelers every year. But fewer people know that we're also a regional cargo hub. So we have approximately 36 air cargo flights per day and counting off of this airfield. And add to that 166 commercial passenger operations every day. And we've got general aviation as well as activity from the Kirtland Air Force Base aircraft. This is a busy airfield. And we're just really excited to have Reliable be on board as another user of this airfield. That is a very exciting development indeed. Now, as I said, today we're excited to officially welcome Reliable Airlines, but I want to emphasize that one of the really cool things about this airline is that they truly live up to the name as a cargo carrier that has achieved a 99.9% reliability rate in its flight operations for Federal Express. That's impressive. But not only is this a remarkable statistic, but clearly there's a reality behind the statistic that tells a deeper story. And as the lead at Sunport in managing development and innovation partnerships, I see that story as beginning to unfold right here in Albuquerque. It's a story of a company with a vision that goes beyond the status quo, pushing the envelope of remote and autonomous technology to advance the aviation safety mission. And so with that, Reliable Airlines, Reliable Robotics, welcome. Thank you everybody for coming here to celebrate this milestone. And let me introduce Mr. Scott OBrien, Vice President of Legislative Affairs for Reliable Airlines.
Thank you, Manny and Richard. It's great to be here, and this support we've received from the city of Albuquerque and the airport is tremendous. We really thank you so much. I also want to introduce our federal representatives we have today, and I think just the number of folks we have shows why we selected Albuquerque. You want this innovation, you want us to be here, and we're thrilled for that. So we have Jason Jarvis, who is a field representative for Senator Martin Heinrich. Desiree Shorter, who's a field representative for Senator Ben Ray Lujan. Carlos Sanchez, who is Director of Constituent Services for Congresswoman Teresa Ledger Fernandez. And then we are thrilled, she got back very late last night, but we're thrilled to have Congresswoman Melanie Stanbury, who represents the 1st District of New Mexico and the Albuquerque area, and she will give remarks briefly. So I just wanted to give a little background on what I've been doing for Reliable Robotics in Washington, D.C. We have been working really hard on the FAA, Federal Aviation Administration reauthorization bill, and we are very hopeful this will become law because it's going to really be a game changer for how companies like ours certify innovative and emerging technologies. It's about an 800-page piece of legislation, but some critical parts for our company is it will create a new associate administrator of advanced technologies, and it will also create a real-time tracking portal for us to monitor how our certification program is progressing through the agency. So we feel that both of these things are going to really drive focus of the agency on technologies like advanced automation and the continuous engagement autopilot we're developing. And we've worked closely with the New Mexico delegation and other members of Congress, our California delegation, on this bill. So we really look forward to seeing it move through Congress. The other thing that we focus on is there's a lot of applications for our technology with the military and to serve the warfighter. We've made a lot of good traction with the Air Force on how you transition this technology to aerial refueling and logistics. So we've done quite a bit of work on the National Defense Authorization Act and also the Defense Appropriations Bill to really drive focus towards the benefits of advanced automation for our warfighter. So with that, I'm pleased to introduce Congresswoman Stanbury. She represents the 1st District of New Mexico. She has been in the U.S. House since June 2021, and she has a long history of serving New Mexico in the state legislature and government roles in Albuquerque. She is really passionate about STEM education and having innovative companies like Reliable be in New Mexico, and we're just thrilled to have her support, and thank you for being here.
All right, well, good morning, everyone. Good morning. All right, I love that energy. Welcome to Albuquerque. We're excited to have you guys here. I am Melanie Stanbury, and I am proud to represent New Mexico's 1st Congressional District, and you all are right in the heart of our congressional district. And I want to welcome Reliable Airlines to New Mexico and to the Albuquerque Sunport. We're really excited to have you all here. I have a long history, as was just said, in supporting innovation here in New Mexico, and New Mexico is really at the forefront right now of innovation, manufacturing, and an absolute boom in the aerospace industry. And so we are very excited to welcome a new addition to our work in this space and to our community. So I want to just make a few comments about why I'm excited about this project, about this company, and how it fits into the overall work that we are doing to help grow New Mexico's economy. As I just said, New Mexico is really at the forefront of the aerospace industry right now. We've got Sandia National Labs, which you can see right out this door. We've got just a ton of aerospace companies which are popping up right here in the heart of the Middle Rio Grande and across our state, and all of the other industries that help to support, whether it's machinists and welding shops and packaging companies and all the different entities that it takes to make an industry like this work. And New Mexico has opened its doors to business and welcomed other companies to expand industry, to support our economy, which is really booming right now, and most importantly, to support our communities. And I want to say that one of the things that really caught my eye when I first learned about this company is not only is it coming to the district that I represent, this district right here, but it's going to be serving the community that I was born in, which is Farmington, New Mexico. And there's not very many people in the state of New Mexico that can say, or in the country, that they've flown out of the Farmington airport, but I am one of those people. So, not only is this important to helping grow innovation and supporting our economy, it's going to support thriving economic opportunities in our rural communities, which is something that New Mexico really desperately needs. So I'm excited to be able to support that as well. You know, we are really seeing a huge boom here in New Mexico in innovative technologies and manufacturing. Just a few weeks ago, we welcomed President Biden here to Albuquerque and to Belen, just down the road, to cut ribbon on a new manufacturing plant for wind technology. The governor just announced a few weeks ago, and we cut ribbon on a huge reshoring of a solar manufacturing plant just down the road here at Mesa del Sol. And we're seeing just a huge number of companies coming here to our state because we have the people, we have the resources, we have the infrastructure, and we have the mindset and innovation to really transform not only our economy, but the global technology and transportation and aerospace economy. So we're excited to welcome you all here to our state, and we can't wait to see what Reliable Airlines will do to help support our local economy. So welcome.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Tom Kloss. I'm the president of Reliable Airlines, and I really want to thank you for coming down, making some time today, and being introduced to what we're doing here in Albuquerque. Reliable Airlines started operations in June of 22 for FedEx routes, and we started out with 5 aircraft, and we have had a 99.9% on-time rate, but in the cargo world, Did the cargo make service? Did the cargo get on the bigger airline? And we've had 100% made cargo record since we've been operating here in Albuquerque. So we've been doing a pretty good job. So as we started our operation, we realized, we needed to look for a headquarters and a maintenance center here. And Richard, your staff at Sunport has been absolutely amazing. They've partnered with us, they've been patient with us, they've really expanded the opportunities that we could do with our facility here, and they've really made the decision for us to create our long-term headquarters here in Albuquerque possible. And without that partnership, we just couldn't do that. So thank you so much for you and your staff. Reliable Airlines has brought in about 20 high-paying aviation jobs. We're at 5 aircraft right now, but we expect to expand very rapidly to over 15 aircraft serving southwestern United States. But we're not only here to run the best FedEx feeder airline in the country. We're here to change aviation history. Our parent company, Reliable Robotics, is developing technology that's going to transform aviation safety. With our partners at the FAA, we have a certification path. We have a goal line already established to have an STC or a certified equipment in our aircraft. And that equipment will be able to automate the aircraft from parking space to parking space. So this brings a huge safety benefit to our pilots and our operations, because the pilot can actually just sit back, monitor the system, and increase their situational awareness to see what's going around with them. Just think about it. The robot won't taxi down the wrong runway. The aircraft is not going to fly into a mountain because the automation is not going to allow it to. The aircraft doesn't even need to see the ground in order to land. So this technology is simply amazing, and we can't wait to get it installed here in our airplanes in Albuquerque. So later on, we're going to be moving the pilot from the cockpit to a remote pilot station. That will reduce risk even further and increase safety. Our chief pilot, Mike Hill, back there, he and I are on the flight test team, and in a few months, we're actually going to get a remote pilot operating station here in Albuquerque. So we'll actually be able to fly our test aircraft that are based in California right upstairs here in Albuquerque. So we're excited. We're amazed by that technology. So if you think about that, though, as we expand and get into autonomous operations, here in Albuquerque, we'll be able to establish a remote control center that will operate autonomous vehicles across the country. So we want to bring those jobs and opportunities here to Albuquerque. Our CEO, Robert Rose, is a pretty smart guy. He basically wrote the code for landing rockets on a barge with the SpaceX Falcon 9. And so if he can land a rocket on a moving barge in the ocean, this landing an airplane on a runway thing is pretty easy for him. Right now, we are flying autonomous operations with the safety pilot on board, and it's amazing. That airplane hits the center line every single time. Mike and I just did my check ride. I have to take a check ride every 6 months to maintain currency, and I fought to keep that center line every time. We made fun of that the robot probably could do a much better job than I could have yesterday. But the hardest part of bringing this all home to create an autonomous airline is working with our partners at the FAA. They're doing a great job trying to certify and creating a path and new rules for this operation, but we're going to be the first. We're going to have to clear all of those hurdles with the FAA. I'd like to ask our legislators in Washington to support the FAA reauthorization bill. The funds for the FAA are given for the next 5 years, and to, badly quote Tom Wolfe, no bucks, no Buck Rogers. So if we don't fund the FAA, we are not going to be leaders in aviation anymore. America is really falling behind Europe and China in advanced technologies, and funding the FAA is super important to our nation and also to our goals of improving aviation safety. So I could stand up here and talk about flying and planes all day long, but I think we're here to cut a ribbon. So would the reliable employees come up and our distinguished visitors come up, and we'll do our ribbon cutting.
3, 2, 1.
Cut that ribbon. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Colleen, do you want to?